Love? They say it's the most beautiful deception. I should have known better when I met Luke, but I didn't, and that was my first mistake. Little did I know that someone would end up dead. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. Love was our anchor, our sanctuary, the one thing we thought could never betray us. But beneath the surface, there were cracks, fractures we ignored, secrets we buried, and choices we couldn't take back. I never saw it coming. Not really. Not until the moment it was too late, and the weight of what we'd done came crashing down. I met Luke on a rainy afternoon. The sky was gray and my hands were cold, but the moment our eyes met, it was like the sun broke through the clouds. He had the kind of smile that made you forget to breathe, and I was just another fool looking for love. He made me laugh, made me feel special, and in no time at all I was lost in him. But love is a magician. It shows you what you want to see and hides the rest. I should have paid attention to the way he always looked over his shoulder, how his phone never left his hand. But I didn't, because I wanted to believe that fairy tales were real. I wanted to trust him, I really did. But trust isn't just a word, it's an action. And Luke's actions were starting to tell a different story. He started coming home late, smelling like someone else's perfume. He laughed off my questions, kissed away my doubts. And every time I started to wonder, he'd pull me back in with sweet words and promises that tasted like lies. You know that feeling when your heart drops so fast you think you might be sick? That was me in that moment. Rebecca, my best friend, my sister in every way but blood, wrapped around the man I loved. Betrayal isn't loud, it doesn't scream, it whispers, soft and cruel, and leaves you standing in the rain with nothing but the echoes of your own foolishness. If only the betrayal had stopped at love. But no, Luke didn't just steal my heart, he stole my life. The first sign should have been the credit card I never applied for, the one that somehow had my name on it. And the charges? Thousands spent on things I had never seen. Luxury hotels, expensive jewelry, private dinners in cities I had never visited. His lies were seamless, stitched together so tightly that even I started doubting my own memory. Maybe I did sign something, I thought. Maybe I forgot. That's what he wanted. That's what he made me believe. And then came the house, a mansion on the edge of the city purchased under my name, a home I had never stepped foot in but one I was legally responsible for. And the worst part, Luke had convinced Rebecca to co-sign as a silent investor. She thought she was helping me. She thought we were starting a business together. But really, we were just funding his fantasy. He was brilliant, a master illusionist, crafting a reality that never existed. And we were his perfect audience, watching, believing, falling for every trick. By the time I figured it all out, it was too late. Luke had drained my accounts, forged my signature, and disappeared with every cent. And Rebecca? She had just signed the final agreement that tied her to his sinking ship. I need you to understand that I loved him. I think I still love him to this day. Luke was my shield. When I worked late, he was always there, waiting in the parking lot, ready to walk me to my car. The world isn't safe, he'd say, but don't worry, I'll keep you safe. And I believed him. I didn't just believe him, I allowed him to protect me physically and emotionally. He was the kind of man people trusted instantly, the kind who made strangers feel like old friends. Rebecca adored him, always said I was lucky, and for the longest time I thought so too. Confidence, that was his greatest trick. No matter what happened, Luke was always in control. He could fix anything, smooth over any problem, and I never questioned him or worried about him. He was so charismatic and charming. He wasn't just my boyfriend, he was a visionary. He had ideas, big ones, a real estate business that would change everything. He even convinced Rebecca to invest, promising her double returns in 6 months. And why wouldn't she trust him? He had documents, contracts, spreadsheets, all real, all legitimate. Even I was impressed. He wasn't just selling a dream, he had a plan. When I asked where the money came from, he just smiled. Smart investments, he said. He answered confidently that he knew how to make money and that he was doing it all for us. And like a fool, I believed him. I needed to believe him because I too was in financial turmoil. I was drowning in debt, student loans, medical bills. I tried to hide it, but Luke, he already knew. "We're a team," he said, "and you don't have to worry anymore." And just like that, he paid everything off. Cleared my debts, my past, my worries. It wasn't just me, Rebecca too. He was always giving, always generous. "You work too hard," he'd tell her. "Let me do something nice for you." And she never questioned it. Neither did I. We couldn't let him fall, not after everything he had done for us, so we helped. Of course we helped. It started small, an extra withdrawal here, a missing check there, things I barely noticed at first, until one day I did. Then came the worst night of his life. At least that's what he told me. His business partner stole everything, cleaned out their accounts, left him with nothing. And then Rebecca called me, panicked. Her account's drained, just like mine, and Luke, he was gone. He left no trace, no phone calls, no apologies, just gone. We weren't his first, and we wouldn't be his last. We thought he was our savior, but really, he was the storm. It wasn't just about money, it wasn't just a scam. We were part of something else, something bigger, something worse, a trial we never signed up for. He wasn't just stealing from us, he was using us, testing something. Something that didn't just take our money, it took our minds, our bodies. They say betrayal leaves scars you can't see, but this wasn't just heartbreak. It was something darker, something that clawed into our bones, our blood, and we never saw it coming. He took care of us, or so we thought. The headaches, the dizziness, the way the world sometimes blurred at the edges. We blamed stress, exhaustion. We never once thought to blame him. The law eventually caught up with Luke and he was arrested, but something still didn't feel quite right with the world. Justice, that's what they called it when they put him in cuffs, but men like Luke don't lose, they don't break. He took everything, our love, our trust, our lives. And in return, he got a sentence that wouldn't last long enough for us to recover. Luke had been secretly experimenting on us, slipping us both an experimental mind control drug called TZG, developed by a covert group of terrorists. How he got involved with them is a mystery. Possibly he owed them money, or he was an undercover agent. All we know is that we fell victim to his charm and we paid for it with more than our money. We paid for it with our lives. Rebecca never woke up. She fell into a deep coma. Rebecca, my best friend, was cheating on me with Luke. This felt like my subtle but sad revenge, but in fact it was Luke's final goodbye. And me? I got the parting gift, something growing inside me, something the doctors don't understand, something they can't stop. I had a new type of cancer that had never been seen before. Maybe this was always the plan. Maybe we were never meant to survive. And maybe he knew that. I don't know if we'll make it. I don't know if we'll ever wake up from this nightmare. But if I have one last breath left in me, I swear, I will make sure Luke never does this again. And that, my friends, is how love, lies, and betrayal unraveled before our eyes. Some stories end in heartbreak, while others teach us lessons we never saw coming. But one thing is certain, love is never as simple as it seems. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales filled with drama, twists, and emotions that will keep you on the edge of your seat. There are so many more stories waiting to be told, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay tuned for more unforgettable stories.